Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy, Next Gen 720, and I'm back with another video. I was supposed to do this show, we were supposed to do the show around 2 o'clock, but your boy had a power outage behind the storm, and lights just came back on at 3 o'clock. I'm waiting for Madz. Hope he's not sleeping on Madz. Madz Cats came in. I'm sorry, he's overseas, and like 6 hours ahead of him, so he said he'd be around, so I'm waiting for him to join. But there are a few things we want to talk about in today's said video. I got my boy, The Real Master, with me. Go ahead and shut yourself out, good brother.
What up, what up, what up? I'm about to talk some tech. I'm going to try to keep it as layman terms as possible. That's
my man. The educated brother.
Y'all all know Z. He ain't worth the damn technology.
Hey, man, I break things down in layman's terms, man, for the poor man can understand it. You know what I mean? But what you like to see, what's going on with you otherwise? You dropping any videos?
I got a video coming out tomorrow, actually.
My man.
I'm back on the grind.
Back on the grind. He back at it, all right? Again, like I said, as you guys are joining in, hit the like button. We're giving away a free copy of Assassin's Creed today. We gave away yesterday. We gave away Battlefield. The other day we gave away PUBG. Like we got a few games. Like I said, I'm gonna start giving away. I got a folder that I lost and I found. And I got a few games in there, but we're gonna start giving things away. Shout out to my man Ib in the comment section. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Like I said, be so kind. Like I said, to hit the like button. But anyway, so and again, this is spur of the moment. I didn't have a chance to not promote it, but tell you guys ahead of time, or just tell everybody. And I'm banned on Facebook, so I can't even post stuff in Facebook. You know what I mean? For whatever reason. So if you guys would be so kind, if you're in any of the Facebook groups that I'm in or whatever. To share the link, you know what I mean? I don't even know why the hell I'm banned on Facebook.
That's because you be trying to slide in everybody's grandmother DMs.
Hey man, listen, they should know what it is, man. At least I'm not aggressive with it. I said, what's happening? You need that light bill paid? What's happening? You know what I mean? Who's next? What's going on, good brother? But anyway, look, check it out. Hey Blue, if you home, Blue, you can hop in if you're on, Blue. So like I said, I sent you a couple links. Right, there's a few articles that we can talk about that I want to talk about. And actually we can start with here, this tech. Microsoft acquired this tech company. Did you see the article?
Yeah.
Let me share my screen. Let me share with you. Yeah, hold on. Here we go. All right, make that smaller. Present to everyone. Small. All right, here we go. Microsoft acquires Avere system. What's going on with this? I seen the few posters in the Facebook group. What's this about?
I already saw it before, but basically it's for their cloud compute services. It's a data integration system that allows access points to certain cloud infrastructures faster. So it's a storage-based system that will allocate certain resources in a faster manner for access, like from client side to the cloud server base. It allows a faster transfer, so you just get stuff quicker, and it speeds up the process at which something can be accessed in the cloud. And they do this for a lot of companies. They do it for Google. They do it for Amazon, like Azenex. They do it for a lot of the large cloud companies. Avere did. Now Microsoft acquired them. They said they're not going to stop doing or providing those services for the other platforms because Microsoft is about that dollar. So they're going to keep doing it. But it'll help Azure servers expediently. And to Microsoft is one of those things where it's something they utilize and they want to ensure that they own the
tech
rights, the tech to everything, so they don't have to pay for it. So they just buy everything. It's one of those acquisitions where they buy something that they know is going to be a long-term investment, and they see that a short-term buyout will benefit them more than a long-term renting it. Right.
All right,
and then wait till it gets more popular and have to pay more for it.
Let me ask you a question again. Again, we're gonna break this down for the poll man. What does this, when it comes to gaming? You know, how does it benefit the gamer, or or people just brag, or Xbox fans just bragging about Microsoft money? Now, I understand what you're saying,
That's Microsoft. It's about Microsoft money. If a game uses cloud compute, like Forza or something like that, or Titanfall, the original Titanfall, if a game uses cloud compute, it'll help because it'll allow access to whatever is stored server side. So in Titanfall, the AI was stored server side. So it allows a transfer so you can get better AI access. So you can write more code because it can be transferred faster in real time. So for games that use cloud compute, like Crackdown 3 coming up, uses the cloud for the multiplayer. Things like that will benefit from this because it'll give less input lag from the cloud initiating whatever action you took and sending it back to your local conscript. So for those games, it'll be a benefit. For most games, it won't do anything because it's all about cloud compute.
Okay. All right. So I guess in layman's term, this ain't gonna benefit me right now. What the hell? Fuck this. We ain't gonna talk about this.
Nah.
He said on the brighter side of news. Okay. A company here. You guys, Flashbulb Games Dev says, I don't know what the hell they made, who the hell they made. Microsoft has got their checkbook out. You know what I mean? Have you heard this developer before?
Flashbulb, they sound familiar. I don't think of what they made. They sound familiar.
Make it a little bigger. Let me see what we got going on here. According to a developer from Flashbulb Games, Microsoft has got their checkbook out. And Phil, not Phil, but this already came into Microsoft's looking to acquire new developers or talent. Like I said before, I don't know why would they wait so long. You know what I mean? This is like far as me and where I feel, this writing has been on the wall for a while. You've had who did EA just let go?
The ones who made
Bristol game. Yeah, Bristol. Yeah. They did Dead Rising. They also did my favorite game, what Dante's Inferno. I love that damn game. You know what I mean? Like to me, that should have been boom. It should have been right there. Deal should have been done. Obsidian, they were looking to be acquired. It should have been right there. What has Obsidian made though? For the record,
Obsidian Games.
Yeah,
I'm looking for what is this Flashbulb? Oh, Flashbulb. I just looked it up though. Flashbulb is basically it's press play games. I guess they're like once press play went away.
Yeah.
Flashbulb was basically created out of the remnants
of playground games. No,
of press play.
Like press play did they did Max Curse's Brotherhood, right?
Yeah, Max Curse's Brotherhood, and they're like a couple iOS titles, but they're basically like the remnants of what do you call it? Yeah, they're the remnants of press play, and they're a newer studio, I guess you want to call it.
Okay.
And what was your question?
No, I was asking what have they made, but I'm saying like to me
or Flash.
Yeah, Obsidian. Yeah, what happened to Obsidian made?
South Park.
Okay.
They're like an offshoot company, so like they helped on Fallout New Vegas.
They work with Bethesda, right?
Yeah, they're like offshoot. And Knights of the Old Republic, the online game, the Sith Lords expansion, I think. After that, there's a couple things like that. Obsidian.
Okay, well here's the question again, like not with the statement now. Came out this year. They considered Microsoft was looking to acquire new studios. I'm sorry, new studios, new talent, looking to buy games. My thing is, why did it have to? I don't want to seem like it's dire, but just looking at when you think about Microsoft, right? And when you think, and maybe it's the how should I say this? It's the yin and the gift and the curse, because and this is not me damage control. I just feel like, and we mentioned this yesterday on the multiplayer. If Microsoft or Sony when they came out there and showed one game at E3, all hell would have broke loose, right?
Mm.
You know what I mean? They seem like Microsoft is held to a higher standard, maybe because they are Microsoft and they have so much money. And where sometimes Sony's trying to get surpassed. Because we'll say this again, you know, I mean, that for the first 3 years, so all Sony had was really we're riding on the best of the multi-plats. And I know I've said that before. Then they had Bloodborne and The Last of Us Remastered. Honestly, they had other exclusives, but those were their, you know, well, first Microsoft, you know, and again, I also said this yesterday. At the start of a generation, most exclusives are, you know, they're not that great. Whether it's not Killzone, even though I do like Rise would have fared better if it had not been a launch game. You know what I mean? A launch exclusive. I think Rise, you know, kind of repetitive. Had to let you change your weapon, do a little fire, a little magic. The game would have been much better, in my opinion.
Right. I feel like a Rise 2 would have been
much better.
Everything
you know?
we wanted Rise to be.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But again, like I said, you know, and it seemed not. It seemed like I know. Of course, Microsoft came out and acquired Mojang. I'm sorry, Minecraft. But that was, if I'm not mistaken, Microsoft, the gaming department, didn't buy that. Microsoft itself bought it. I know said Phil was right there trying to hammer out the deal, but that didn't come out of Microsoft's the how you say the entertainment division's check, but Microsoft itself, you know, wrote the check. But when you had companies like Capcom saying that they're willing to sell IPs and just stuff like that, and they didn't make a move on any of on any of those games. But here's Sony, you know what I mean? I understand. I like fighters, you know what I mean? They have an exclusive Street Fighter. The next Street Fighter is exclusive. You know what I mean? If they say they're selling IPs or willing to do that, you had Resident Evil 7. Now, I didn't get it because I don't really like first persons, and that shit was in first person. And Murray got PTSD, so I didn't even buy it. But you know what I mean? But that could have been exclusive. So my thing is, why wait till all hell breaks loose? You know what I mean? Like to me, that's not. It's kind of you know not kind of productive. Like how do you feel about that? I mean, I know that they're doing now, so better late than never. But my thing is, and my question to you, why do you think it took so long?
Because Microsoft gave them a fixed budget. Everybody keeps talking about how Microsoft has so much money, but the problem is that Xbox is a division within Microsoft. Xbox is not Microsoft. Like, so people need to stop equating the two. They're just a subsidiary portion of Microsoft. So they have a budget just like everybody else. They use the first part of that budget to make the system that they put out, all the marketing, whatever. They use that money for that. So now they're using the money for everything else. But the only thing that this gives like a glimmer of hope for the whole open checkbook thing is I feel like and this is gonna sound like they listen to us, but they don't. We say all the time that they need to show us that they're doing something. And Phil saying that we're acquiring this or acquiring that. This is the only thing that gives that an actual credence. Like we say, until you show me something, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You saying it is irrelevant. This coming from someone who's not Phil, just like Digital Foundry showing off all the Xbox One X games, gives it credence because had it come directly from Phil, everybody would be saying the same. We'd be saying the same exact thing. Whatever, show me something. Until you show me, all you doing is talking. This coming from a developer now gives his words weight. They still haven't shown me a damn thing, so I don't care. But it now gives his words weight, in my opinion. So I don't know that this is the first time that their checkbook has been open. I think this is just the first time we're hearing about it. So I don't know what games or IPs or whatever they've gone after, because according to this dude, they've been trying to buy IPs, some big, small, from all over the place. So maybe their checkbook has been open. We just haven't heard about it because nobody's talking about it. So I don't know. Like I said, this just gives his statement that we are investing money into games and studios and all that. This gives it credence. Now, how relevant that is outside of this one instance, who the hell knows? Because I still haven't seen anything, so it doesn't matter. Oh my God.
You right there, brother? Your old ass. You
right?
You right? Say, nigga, you barely breathing. Don't you got sickle cell?
Oh shit. Oh man.
All right, so when you need a break,
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I got some tea and some cough drops. I'm good. Let's go.
All right, for sure. And so, all right, so again, like I said, shout out to everybody that's just joining. I'm looking at the chat now. Shout out to you guys. Hit the like button. Like I said, we'll be giving away a free copy of Assassin's Creed at the end of the show. So like I said again, hit the like button. So anyway, all right. So again, like I said,
See, you dying too, bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm barely breathing. Like I said yesterday, we had the rumors that came out again. To touch on this before we talk about those next gen specs or rumored specs or whatever the case may be. Day before yesterday, we had the leak of some new exclusives that are coming out. I'll be honest with you, it seems like every year around this time we get these pre-E3 leaks. But listen, this to give it some credence, this guy's leaks were spot on from last year. And what do you get the leaks from? The Xbox Live? What are you from? Somewhere from a file or something?
Yeah, he supposedly has somebody in there who gets a lot of internal memos, and they like coordinate them and then slide him some stuff on the side. Apparently.
Okay. So anyway, again, last year he announced Age of Empire. People tried to call him out for that, but Microsoft didn't come out and announce it to Gamescom. General Ram being a character in Killer Instinct, Forza Horizon taking place in Japan. Oh, we said it for Australia for last year. I mean, yeah, it was last year. So anyway, he was right for a few things, right? So this year, he's saying Forza Horizon takes place in Japan. Halo's getting a new mode. Maybe something like Battle Royale.
Which that would be crazy.
Yeah, well, again, I'm from the mindset that games do have to evolve or they will get stale. A new Fable, which I'm ecstatic about. I'm more happy for that than Halo. A new mech game. I don't know what the hell that's about.
I hope it's Microsoft.
Yeah, maybe how they do it. What else we got? It was a few. Did I miss anything for sure? I mean, a new Horizon Zero Dark. I'm sorry, Perfect Dark Zero.
Perfect Dark Zero, yeah.
And we kind of touched this one yesterday. New Perfect Dark Zero, and in the Silver Liner in the Sky, the Coalition is supposed to be co-producing it or whatever the case may be. Now again, I'm always I call myself the black Colin Kaepernick of the Xbox community. I went out there and took a knee. I went out and took a knee last year around this time when I told everyone that new consoles was coming, and I actually lost 4 subscribers, literally. New consoles are coming. People had made fun of me in the comment section. They called me everything but a child of God. I likened myself to Noah. I'm out there building art, and I was telling all these these sinners that the flood was coming. Get right with the Lord. No one believed me, right? Then as soon as it got announced, everyone on Twitter changed their name to the Scorpion symbol. People was hyping up the PS4 Neo. Neither here or there. Now again, for about a year, I was saying that Microsoft, that 343 Studios, the Coalition, Black Tusk Studios, we want to call them, they need something besides Gears. 343 needs something besides Halo. And again, people, called me everything but a child of God, right? And I said this, right? It was crazy. I said, and all these are rumors. And I said that soon as something gets leaked or as soon as it comes that the Coalition is releasing a game, we're working on something outside of Gears, everyone's going to change their goddamn tone. And you know what happened, right?
Everybody changed their tone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. And listen, and I Madz, I ain't trying to get too spooky with it, but I said, maybe it's not the context of my character, but the color of my goddamn skin. And I always say this again, right? I know some people that know some people. My opinion is my opinion. I don't have to lie about video games. My opinion is my opinion. But sometimes I hear things. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not saying I know. And I never claimed to be an industry insider. Have I broken things on this channel? Yes. I was talking about Killer Instinct way before it was announced. It was coming back. A bunch of little stuff here. But I say that to say this. You know what I mean? Perfect Dark Zero. Now, it was rumored that it was, well, not rumors, came out that a third person, it was doing it in a third person, but it was shot down by Donnie D. You know, Gears of War is my favorite, like one of my favorite games that I play online. Do you think that it can be done right? Well, do you think Coalition can do it right with third person action, story wise, and then with a great multiplayer? Something like that.
I think that by making Gears, and especially considering how they made Gears 4 so safe, I guess the best way to put it, like they made it so that people remembered what Gears was and they got away from the stink that was Judgment. So it being so it being so solid, I think that them having that foundation for what a third person action game is gives them a upper hand in making Perfect Dark. If they're going the third person realm, like they said. But I think that in order for Perfect Dark to become, I guess, up to its potential, it needs to have something other than just shifting the third person. I think Coalition was the right choice because they make third person action games and everybody there is set in that mode, and they have developed a system and set of rules and all that. They've developed that enough to be able to make a solid game. I hope that they're going to take what they know and apply that to something not a Gears clone. That is my only like wonder about Perfect Dark being with the Coalition, is that it's going to be a Gears clone, and nobody wants it to be a Gears clone. Gears is Gears. Keep Gears like it is. Make Perfect Dark an action game, but don't make it a Gears clone. Otherwise, you will never get away from the stigma of they just make one game.
Okay, well, here's the thing, right? Real talk. And I'm gonna get the biggest knife in the drawer. I'm gonna cut the bullshit out. I will be fine with a Gears clone. The reason why, maybe because I'm being biased because I like Gears, right?
It's definitely you being biased because you like Gears.
Well, fine. But listen, it can also be said, real talk, that The Last of Us is an Uncharted clone.
True.
You understand what I'm saying? But and it goes back to what I said again, because you know, no one, like it is same. You know, it's you know, look at the multiplayer. Uncharted, Last of Us. Look at the multiplayer.
They're 1,000% the same core game.
Okay, so again, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Those is done right.
This is the thing. I don't like Gears is, you know, wall to wall, you know, wall hopping, all that, shotguns. That is Gears.
Shotgun City.
Right. It's Shotgun City. That's what it is. That's what Gears is. I don't want Perfect Dark to turn into just that. The same. Make it an action platformer because, or you know, give it a different element. No, no, like give it something different. Give it something different. I'm not saying different. I'm not saying a lasso. Like I said, make it something, give it something different. I don't want it to be exactly Gears. I'm not saying don't utilize what you have created. Like, they know how to make third person action games. Make it a third person action game, but give it its own element. I don't want it to be Gears of Dark. Like I don't want it. I don't want it to be that.
Like biased because you dog shit and Gears.
No,
bro.
I'm just saying I don't want it to be
saying. All right. Look, co-op maybe like I said, here's my thing. The story will be if they can make a co-op, have 2 characters or something, or whatever, 4, whatever, right? Maybe if they do 4 minutes, it's kind of like Gears, but they can make at least a co-op story. But the multiplayer, you know, running around out there, whatever weapon she got, you know, because look, I know Sony fans don't like to admit it. They you know, they're not the most honest bunch. But Uncharted and goddamn The Last of Us is the same goddamn game. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but it's the same goddamn game. More or less, you know what I mean? You got Nathan and one, what's the other girl named Ellie? What's her name? Ellie?
Yeah, Ellie.
Ellie, you know what I mean? Oh, this is Madz right now. Hold on. Yes, we are live. Join. Madz game must have been drinking.
He might have.
He said, "You fixed the power?" Yeah, bro. We've been online for about 30 minutes, bro. Hold on. Yeah, but yeah, you know what I mean? And again, I sent the link. I'm back with you. So, you know, I don't know. We just need something new. And look, check it out, right? I had a gentleman hit me today. Shout out to this guy. I'm gonna go here to my thing, right? All right. What he said to me, I'm watching the show yesterday. Let me share my screen with you. I'm gonna read this here. He inboxed me on Twitter, and this is what he said to me. Zaire, I was watching the show yesterday, but I had to put the kids in the bed. Wound up sleeping. I want to reiterate that every pony keeps telling us the Xbox need more games, but it cannot be our staples like Halo, Gears, or Forza, nor old ones as Fable, Microsoft, etc. I just want to say that they are always trying to make it hard for us to have any good news without the X to flip the power narrative. Any new franchise will be destroyed just as Rise, Sunset, and Quantum Break. Where if we're not running on 1080p, there's no winning for us. I know Microsoft should have tried to give us a killer game for the X, but if so, they would need to wait too long since the dev kits were not even ready. So if Nintendo put out 100 Mario, 100 Zelda, 100 Metal, it's beautiful. They're remastered, and we all should love them. If Sony comes out with any freaking full project, it's genius. Got to love how there is no winning for us who bleed green. Hope you're not badly affected by the weather, snow. Take care. You know, I didn't go to bed at 7 o'clock this morning because I'm a rock star. I said we do need, you know, AAA franchises. You need at least one new one every generation. And that's, you know, that's my opinion. Like something to the level of Gears, Forza, and Halo. I give you an example. We got Halo, first Xbox, Gears, the second, the 360. We haven't had that, you know what I'm saying? That new game. If Horizon Zero Dawn would be Sony's, that was something new, something totally from left field. Nintendo may have had Splatoon. That was a new big hit for them. Xbox fans haven't had that yet. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. I know we got other exclusives. Maybe Sea of Thieves. I'm not interested in Sea of Thieves, but maybe Sea of Thieves, maybe that game, maybe State of Decay 2. I don't know. I said, bro, we need new AAA franchises. You need at least one new one every gen. He said, I agree too, but if it's not here, what should we do? Just give up gaming? If ponies can wait for greatness, so can I. But I agree with you 100%. We had Halos and Gears, but will there be another shooter? Man, that Kratos guy's just getting unreal. Keeps pushing the switch. Are you talking about Kratos from yesterday on the show?
J-Dub.
Yeah, I said, bro, we demand better. I said, all them for the. I said, and called them out for the. They do stop damage control of things. Everyone to fit things.
Sorry, I'm
what's
not
going
sure
on,
if you can hear me.
Let's go. I said, stop damage control things to fit the narrative. We need new AAA games. Lucky Tales and Zoo Tycoon is not the answer. And see what he said. So anyway, again, like going back to like you said, what he said here about and it goes back to what I said, well, you know how mostly things are not fair. Microsoft's held to another level of scrutiny, maybe. But in all fairness, you know, being an Xbox guy that bleeds green through and through, as far as exclusive wise, this year was horrible. It's wretched, you know what I mean? And you know, I understand. And again, knowing that what is business 101, you have to do everything that your competitors doing, cover all bases, and then do more. You know what I mean? Had it been Sony again that had this year, fine. They'd have been hyping on having a better version of the multiplex. You know it, and I know it. You know what I mean? But Microsoft is not Sony. You know what I mean? So going forward, again, Perfect Dark Zero, if it's done right. Now, I didn't care for it on the 64. I don't really like first-person shooters. They also give me motion sickness. I didn't care for it on the 360. It was very cheesy. It was a bad game. You know what I mean?
The 361 was just completely and utter trash. Yeah. But how dare you? How dare you? Perfect Dark on 64 was Fire.
I didn't like 007 GoldenEye.
Godly.
I didn't like GoldenEye either. I don't like first person shooters. It's trying to give me motion sickness. You know what I mean? You know, I don't really care for
old person eyes.
Maybe I do. Maybe I do, man. That's just me. You know what I mean? But we shall see. Madz Gaming, what's going on, good brother?
Yeah, all good, guys. Sorry about the
don't worry about
being late. I mean, I think I got the time mixed up or something.
Don't worry about it,
I don't know. That maybe
you want to drink some of that Polish whiskey, man. I got you, good brother. Don't worry about it, man. Actually, I was late.
Polish vodka, probably.
Here you go. I had got I told that we had a storm over here in Jersey, and the weight of the snow and the ice knocked on the power line, so my power didn't come back until like 3 o'clock. So actually, I was late. I was supposed to be here at 2, so it is what it is. But anyway, seen you doing a couple videos. And everyone, this is Madz Gaming. Hello, everyone. This is Madz. Stay tuned for more.
Hi there.
Yeah. You did a few videos, rumored PS5 specs and stuff like that. So, like again, and you did a great breakdown. I'm gonna ask you a question, and I got my brother here with me, the real master. He's another tech guy.
What's going on?
The next Xbox, right, or the PlayStation 5. Now you have the Xbox One X, and it was 6.1 T flops. I'm just gonna say 60 flops, right? The PS4 was 4. We're gonna round them off. We're gonna say 4 T flops. The next generation of consoles. What year you think they're coming? Or would you say 2020 or 2021? In your honest opinion?
Well, okay. Well, to be honest with you, I have no idea when they will be releasing the PlayStation 5 and next Xbox, to be honest with you. And I know that there's quite a lot of rumors about it, about like, Xbox being next Xbox being released in 2019 and PlayStation 5 probably as well. But here's the thing. I mean, I don't necessarily believe in 2019. I don't believe that these companies will release their consoles in 2019, mainly for 2 reasons. I mean, if you look at Sony and what sort of success they've got with the PlayStation 4 right now. I mean, unless PlayStation 4 stops selling, then maybe they will speed things up. But as things stands right now, PlayStation 4 is still selling very, very well. So, I mean, it would probably kind of, not necessarily kill PlayStation 4 sales completely, but it sure would, affect it, right?
Yeah.
And so it would really make sense. So Sony will probably not rush it. And with Microsoft, I mean, releasing a new console, like 2 years after Xbox One, well, that wouldn't make too much of a sense either, because, I mean, what's the point? I mean, you've got Xbox One X. It would kind of, impact Xbox One X sales probably as well, unless they will want to phase out Xbox One S completely and replace it with Xbox One X, as a budget console. I know that sounds funny because right now the console is like $500. But 2-3 years from now, it's probably going to cost around $300, right? So, but I don't really want Xbox to release. I mean, Microsoft to release next Xbox in 2019, because it wouldn't really make too much of an impact, technology-wise, right? I mean, if you look at potential sales and specs, or should I say, potential technology available in 2019. We're not really talking about huge differences. I mean, for like you've got Xbox One X, 4.5 times more powerful than Xbox One, regular Xbox One, right?
For sure, yeah.
So yes, you can see the difference in resolution and stuff. But if you release a console in 2019, it's probably going to be like what, 10 teraflops machine. So is that really that much of a difference?
Okay, 10 teraflops. I'm about to ask you. You think that teraflop wise, do you think the I should say, you think that the PS5 will maybe be 10 flops?
Well, potentially, yes. I mean, if they release it in 2020 or something, I mean, here's the thing, because
That's a lot. That's a lot. Listen, that's a lot of. That's like I said, a lot of mustard on the hot dog for a console in a closed environment. Jeez.
yeah, but it's possible, because if you look at the AMD, how they call it, the roadmap, as they call it, right? Roughly around 2018, 29, actually, hope maybe even by the end of this year, but next year for sure, they will be switching to a kind of like smaller or a different manufacturing process. So all these AMD chips that are being produced in 14 nanometers or 16 nanometers, I don't really remember, these chips are going to be produced in 7 nanometers, which means that on the very same die, right? Like imagine an Xbox One X chip right now, and it has some a certain kind of a size, right? Yeah. So on the very same space, right, you can pack twice as many transistors, which means it will offer twice as much power, right? Okay. So really, so if you take Scorpio engine that is inside the Xbox One X and made it in 7 nanometers, it would be half of the current size, right? So in theory, you can really, like by 2019, 2020, really, because they will have to wait for the technology to mature a little bit, they will be able to pack twice as many transistors on the very same die, right? The very same chip. So I mean, just by reducing the size of the die of the actual chip, right, and the manufacturing process, you just gain like twice as much teraflops. And obviously, we're probably going to be talking about different technology, maybe Vega, maybe Navi, that is coming probably next year or something like that. So there's going to be some other technological kind of advancements, right? So it's not really going to be that twice as much teraflops means that like twice as the performance. It may actually be like twice as teraflops may actually offer you even more performance because of other improvements in technology or so. So yeah, yes, I think that by 2020, 10 teraflops, 12 teraflops console is more than possible.
No, all right, now listen. Now, because I should say this right, and I want you to chime in on this, Madz, too. So, just going from what we have now, right, as a console primary gamer, right, I'm already blown away with the X, right, and a console again in a closed environment. And so you say 2020, right? So we did get these what you call mid-gen refreshes. So I don't know if that's kind of meant to extend the generation. The Xbox One and PS4 came out in 2013, right?
Mm-hmm.
A normal what we were used to in the past, a normal
5 years.
Yeah, it was every 5 to 4 years you get new hardware, right? But we all know that the Xbox One and the PS4 was kind of far behind the curve. Like, I mean, and what happened in the 7th generation was kind of very unhealthy tech-wise. But both Microsoft and Sony lost so much money during that generation, red ring of dev. Sony doubling down on Blu-ray and the cell processor. So they wasn't really in a rush to jump. You know what I mean? Then Microsoft, like I said, what really held back Microsoft was the Kinect. That was like the start of the generation all over again for them. They sold so many of those damn things, so many more Xboxes. So I remember, when a console came out, maybe showing my age here, it was usually ahead of PC, maybe 360 to PS3. That will probably never happen again, ever. You know what I mean?
It won't. It won't, simply because they're making these consoles like miniature PCs now. So PC architecture will always move faster than consoles at this point in time. Like, I guarantee you, I'm gonna say with like 85% certainty that the consoles they're making now are based off of the early Ryzen and Vega chips that we got now.
Chips.
The Ryzen and Vega chips that we got now. I
Mhm.
can almost guarantee that they're going to base the next set of consoles off of this variation, because these are going to be the cheapest and they're going to be the easiest to produce in smaller die quantities for consoles. So they're going to put this into the next gen, or quote unquote systems, and they're just going to iterate on them to where it can be feasible product wise and money wise for them to put everything together.
All right. Well, okay. All right. Now again,
I just wanted to chime in on that as well, because you made a good point that they will be releasing those refreshes and stuff. There's one more thing to consider here, because Sony keeps talking about the new generation and stuff, right? But usually when you've got a new generation, you kind of like start fresh. New console, new controllers, new online infrastructure, new everything. That costs a lot of money. So what Microsoft is trying to do, they try to kind of they just want to try. They're trying to save money on that, right? So, do you really believe that Sony will want to spend the money for like new online infrastructure only for PlayStation 5? Probably not. They will want to incorporate the current PlayStation network to work on PlayStation 5. So, really, if you look at next PlayStation console, that's probably going to be just another iteration as well. It's not really going to be a real next gen consoles. So they may call it next gen, so it sells better, but in reality, tech wise, it's not really going to be that big of a jump. Like if you compare the PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4. Well, at least in the GPU department, we're talking about 8 times more power.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, and right now, we potentially talking about, so, well, here's the thing. If you compare the potential PlayStation 5 specs to PlayStation 4, well, it's going to be a big jump. But if you look at PlayStation 4 Pro, well, not really, right?
Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't. I mean, is that because of the memory bandwidth? The textures, like what?
I don't know. It's like the way it'll probably work out is it'll be whatever base they can get, because the way PlayStation seems to be making systems now is they take off-the-shelf hardware and integrate it into a singular platform. Like Xbox is still of the mind of making it as custom as they can be, and PlayStation is get the most out of the R&D they pay AMD for. Like Microsoft, a lot of their stuff is done in-house in conjunction with AMD. A lot of what Sony did, especially with the PS4, the base one, was AMD handled a lot of the R&D, and it was all in the deal. Like that was genius on their part to save money, and it turned out better because Microsoft went with the lower spec, so they won completely on that whole thing. So that's where we are with them going towards the PS5. It'll be more powerful, but it'll be off the shelf stuff.
Well, again, maybe I might be showing my age, but the original Xbox, they partnered with NVIDIA, right? Mm-hmm. And reason why, and again, I was told this too. Microsoft, he said, was green. That's a term that we use in the street. This one's green. They ain't really hip, so you can pull it fast with them, right? They were new to gaming, and Microsoft didn't own the rights, or didn't own. They were partnered with NVIDIA for the GPU side of things, whatever in the original Xbox. And I remember, as soon as the Xbox came out, was Halo was picking up a little, momentum or whatever. Sony cut the price of the PS3 from $300 to $200. The original Xbox was never really meant to be sold under $300. Hard drive and all that stuff. And when Microsoft had to do a price cut, NVIDIA didn't care. NVIDIA still wanted whatever they agreed upon. You know what I mean? So they still had to pay out NVIDIA. So that's why going forward, anything that Microsoft's kind of custom, they kind of own. You know what I mean? They can, I guess they learned from their mistakes back then. But you're right, though. Like I said, as far as and again, it goes back to what we talked about on the previous shows when the deal came out from the victims or from AMD, and I didn't understand it. Sony spent about 400 million, 450, no, actually about 400 million for the PS4. And I didn't understand how Microsoft they did was like 1 point something billion dollars or whatever, 1.2. And I didn't understand how the hell could Microsoft spend $1 billion. That's how I was wrong. What's my man was Mr. Media X, and with the secret sauce, I was on that hype train heavy because I didn't understand again how could they spend $1 billion and come out to the with the weaker goddamn console. Like I didn't understand that whatsoever, right? So then later on, like I said, I got privy to some things. I met some people, more people, and it was told to me that that deal covered multiple socks. You know what I mean? Then you give the birth of whatever the X or whatever. You know what I mean? That was, like I said, green lighted in 2012. Even though D tried as hard as his damnedest to dance around that L, the X or whatever it was going to be called was green lighted or started the budget from Donnie D, not Phil. You know what I mean? A lot of people think was Microsoft put out the X to fix the power narrative, and business doesn't really work. These are billion-dollar companies. It wasn't by chance that we got mid-gen refreshes like that. You know what I mean? That's not how business works. You know what I mean? They already knew that this is something that they were going to do. And like what you said with Apple or whatever, with the cell phone market, you know what I mean? See how it catches on. And if it's successful with the X, I wouldn't be surprised to see it happen again. Because here's my question, because I know Microsoft came out and said that, Phil said that, no longer, when your games get over dealing with generations, are we still, like you said, are we still dealing with generations? Now, with the future of what Xbox going forward or the X, by the time the next Xbox comes out, maybe the X may be about $300, $250. Maybe the Xbox One has to be $100 if they're still gonna, sell that. You know what I mean? As long as it's still at a profit, they're not losing any money. Do you think the console will be both forward and backwards compatible? You know what I mean? Or do you think that they will be exclusive Xbox next games? Or Sony already said that no, they're still dealing with generations. Maybe, like I said, their console, hopefully this go around that their console will be at least backwards compatible because Sony, Jesus, like they get a pass for this. Even games that you bought digitally on the PS3, you just got to buy them again. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy as hell to me. But that's neither here or there. Do you think Microsoft would take the mold of, making their games both backwards and forwards compatible? Or do you think that, because it is, like I said, it's coming to Windows, I don't know, they're still going to keep this moniker of Windows 10 and Xbox, you know what I mean, going forward. I'm not a big fan of it, but that's just my opinion. I'm just a little old school. I believe that you have to have some things exclusive to your platform to give it its value, but that's neither here or there. Like I said, do you think that will Microsoft stay with the generational thought, or the games will just be, the next Halo 7 will be exclusive to the next Xbox, or will they work across both platforms or the Xbox family?
Well, okay, so it will be backwards, and I mean, all the consoles are going to be backwards and forward compatible, right? And Phil Spencer is pretty clear about. I mean, every Microsoft executive is pretty clear about it. But obviously, there's something that they don't talk about. But I mean, this has to be said. They will not be able to keep this backwards and forward compatible forever, right? I mean, at some point in the future, there's going to be a cut-off point where they will have to cut off Xbox One and Xbox One S support, right? I'm not even going to try to guess when that's going to happen. Maybe even when next Xbox is going to drop, because I don't see them supporting like 3 or 4 consoles at the same time. And I'm not talking about like 3 consoles as Xbox One, Xbox One S, and Xbox One X, because Xbox One Xbox One and Xbox One S is pretty much the same console, like from development point of view, right? So right now they are supporting 2 consoles, right? Xbox 360 is obviously dead. And so the way I see it is like in next 3 years, probably, that's what I'm predicting, maybe 4 years, like 2021, when they drop a next Xbox, they will say, okay, so Xbox One S is still going to be produced, but we will not be actively supporting this console. So some games may still make its way to the Xbox One S if, for example, some smaller indie titles or some less demanding graphically games. But the flagship titles like Gears, Halo, Forza, what have you, will probably make its way only to the Xbox One X, which will in next 2-3 years going to be a flagship console for Microsoft. Flagship as the best selling system, and obviously the next Xbox, right? We still may have a situation where we had with Xbox One at the very beginning of the generation, where you had like games like Forza, Rise of Tomb Raider. Those games were created for the Xbox One by the biggest developers like Crystal Dynamics and the what's the name of the game? Playground games, right? But then, these games, like ports of these games, were also created for the Xbox One, for the Xbox 360 by completely different companies, right? So we may have something like that at the very beginning of like 2020, 2021, but at the same time, it's going to be clear that Xbox One and Xbox One S support is going to be phased out like slowly, right? So obviously, we still, people will still probably be able to play like FIFAs, like Madden's, NBA 2Ks, and what have you. Those most even Call of Duties, right? FIFA was the latest FIFA was even released on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 apparently, right? So you still will be able to play some games, but the biggest titles will be only available on Xbox One X and next Xbox. That's the way I see it. So even though the consoles right now are backwards and forwards compatible, at some point in the future there will be a cutoff point for the the oldest console.
Mm-hmm. Oh, all right. Well. Here's a big question. A lot of people are asking. People like to make the thing about, and we can close the show with this: 30 frames, 60 frames. Do you think that with the next generation consoles, they will be able to run every game at 60 frames locked, and with 4K being the standard with medium or high textures, or
if you ask whether they will be able to, I will say yes, they will be able to. But if you ask, are they going to run every single game in 60 frames per second, I would say no, because I don't think that even with even like 10 or 12 teraflops machine, you will be able to run every single game in 4K and 60 frames per second. I even made a video like 2 or 3 days ago, basically, checking like what's the name of the graphics card? GTX 1080 Ti right now. It's like almost 12 teraflops graphics card on PC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that I was showing like a benchmarks of a couple of games on for this graphics card, and not actually sorry, that wasn't I was actually talking about Vega 64, because that's like 13 teraflops graphics card, and not every single game even today is running in 4K 60 frames per second, very high settings on this card. So imagine game engines in like next 2 or 3 years. Those game engines going to be even more demanding. So in my opinion, not every game will run in 4K and 60 frames per second on these consoles.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dang. Well, that's like with this generation, or not every game was 1080p. Some you had the 900p's or on both platforms. So still going forward, you don't think that, because people give us 60 frames or 60 frames, you think, damn, like that,
developers will probably choose whether it's going to be same thing as right now. The developers will have to choose, or maybe they will give us options between 60 frames per second lower resolution or higher resolution lower frame rate. So you never know.
I think that is more likely what's going to happen. The next set of consoles and games will offer the PC options of one or the other. It'll allow you to switch between the two, and it'll offer modes as opposed to
We getting that now,
one
though.
direct. Because what's going to happen is every time you give developers more, they're going to use that for whatever they want. So if they believe they can make a more detailed world with better AI, better physics, they're going to keep doing that.
Mhm.
So every time you give them more, they're just going to keep doing that. They're going to make more and more detailed games, more fleshed out worlds, more detailed stories and facial architecture. They're going to keep doing that. So if they can do that and make a 4K 30 game, they're going to do that. Or they're going to give you a 1080p or 1440p game at 60 FPS.
All right. Well, okay. All right. Listen, like I said, today at the end of the day show, I'd like to thank Madz for joining. We're gonna give away a free copy of Assassin's Creed. Hey, Madz, I need you to pick a number from 1 to 100. Madz Gaming, pick a number and write it. Put it inbox me on Twitter what that number is, and let me know when you get the number, and so I can see it. Not yet. Don't start picking your numbers yet. Just pick a number from 1 to 100. Just inbox me on Twitter what that number is.
I just put it in the group chat, in the Google chat.
No, or put it in the Google chat or whatever. Okay, man. I got the number. All right, so guys, listen. Pick a number from 1 through 100. And you get a free copy of Assassin's Creed. Hit the like button. Number 1 through 100.
I only see one number. All right, there we go.
Oh, Jesus, we getting somebody gonna get it
eventually.
Yeah,
Yep, there you go. Star made 93.
I know. I was talking about. I don't see it. I was telling Madz to give me a number.
Oh,
they picked Madz. Oh, Madz gave me Madz. I'm sorry.
I did. I sent you that over the Twitter.
I know what the hell. I guess if no one gets Mad's number in the next 2 minutes, we pick your number, whatever your number was, and that guy's name was. Come on. Big money. Spin the wheel. Big money. The Price is Right. Big money. So you're getting hotter. You're getting colder. All right. Don't go above 50. We got one. Guns N' Roses TV. Guns N' Roses TV. Guns N' Roses TV. You won a free copy of Assassin's Creed. Inbox, hit me on Twitter, Zaire2005. Or if you're friends with me on Facebook, or let me see, or you're friends with me on Xbox. I don't know. My game, even better, easier. I'm right here. If you're friends with me on Xbox, my gamer tag is Zaire. Okay, wait, hold on. Where you at? Guns N' Roses, you already run. It was 38. You already run. It was 38. Guns N' Roses TV. Are you friends with me on Xbox or my gamer tag is Zaire? Are you friends with me on Twitter? Zaire 2005. Guns N' Roses TV. 1. It's 38. He picked 38. 28. 38. Guns N' Roses TV. Where you at? Going once, going to where you at, good brother? Somebody named that man. I said, "Oh my God, that I won." Yeah. Hey, look, this is what I do. Guns N' Roses TV. Here, I'm gonna click on your profile, and I'm gonna see if I can send you. I'm gonna send you a message on YouTube, right? Go to I can do that. Go to channel, right? I can send messages on YouTube, right? How do you do that? Let me go to wait, shit. About you can send messages and shit, right? Wait, hold on, man. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I don't know. You can. I get messages all the time on goddamn YouTube, man. How the hell you them see creators? Hold up. I'm coming. Let me get this together. Let me go to my messages. Community. All right. Messages. Filter. Super chat. No sponsors. Okay. Approve messages. Comments. No. Okay. No messages. All right. How do I imagine after this shit sent messages? Let me see. Sent man. I don't know what the hell. What private message is that, man? Jesus. Give me some. Listen, somebody just named that what I said he won. Is that you? Wait, hold on. I don't know how to do this. Even better. Wait, hold on. Is Guns N' Roses back in the chat? Guns N' Roses TV? Is he back in the goddamn chat? Let me see. Go back. Are you back in the chat? I'm on Xbox now. What's your gamer tag on Xbox? What's your name on Facebook? Guns N' Roses. Hey, my Dolan fan, if this was for welfare, Z would have this shit together. Now, if this was for your grandmother, that had my shit together. All right, what's your name? What's your name on Guns N' Roses? All right, Guns N' Roses 101. All right, I'm about to send you a message right now. Here we go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for rocking out with the show today. I'd like to thank Madz for coming by. Madz Gaming. Stay tuned for more. And brother, man, thank you, man. I'm gonna send you the code right now on Xbox. Thank you. Dude.